Hey there, this is Chatsafer from Team Just Cause Robotics, and this is Addition, a plastic antweight bot that I designed on Tuesday last week and finished building on Wednesday about 27 hours later, and did not touch it all until the event that it had to compete at, which was this past Sunday. Justin Marple decided to host a Boston Bot Smash pool party event 2 years ago, and again just this past Sunday, and his bot Salamanca was the reigning champion, so the bot event was called the Revenge of Salamanca. This is, of course, Addition, my plastic antweight that I built in one day, and this bot was going to be trying to take on Salamanca and the other Boston area BattleBots builders who were present at this event, along with a bunch of friends of Justin, his coworkers, and a bunch of other people who happen to be local and compete at smaller Combat Road events. So this was a really fun event with about 8 different robots present, all of which were thrown together in some form or another relatively quickly, except for maybe 1 or 2 notable exceptions. Brandon Zielinski was there, Jonathan Schultz was there, Eli from the Sawblaze team was there, Justin Marple, of course, Nick Buckle, the weapon operator for Bloodsport, and plenty of other awesome names in the Combat Robotics arena. So, this was going to be a lot of fun, but I was also here to try and win with this little guy. So, fun fact about this event and arena. First of all, I put together the live stream myself. I was streaming everything from my Framework laptop, which is why the stream is a weird aspect ratio. It's not 16:9 because the Framework laptop has a 4:3 screen. So there's a lot of extra vertical room. Sorry about that. It's a little strange. But I was also running laptop outside, and we had to use Justin's phone as a hotspot to get reliable internet. So the stream gets a little bit wonky at times, but overall, for the most part, it was pretty good considering the circumstances. This is only the second time I've ever live streamed an event, the other time being 2 years ago, doing this exact same event in Justin's backyard again, but with a completely different arena. And also, a fun fact about this arena, this is actually the arena that I built and showed a video about on this channel and then sold back in 2020. Originally, I wanted to host events with it, but due to COVID and everything, that never really happened. I gave it to somebody else who said they had the space to host events, and then that never really happened. And then a few months ago, they were telling me, hey, I'm looking to clear up some space in my garage. I'm looking for somewhere to give this arena to. And at almost the exact same time, Justin said, hey, I'm looking for an arena so that I can host another backyard event. And so that happened to be a happy coincidence, and now the arena is in Justin's possession, has an awesome paint job, and he installed some 90 PSI pneumatic hammers as arena hazards that the drivers get to control during the fights. So my opponent for the very first fight is a bot called I Made This Morning, the builder of which made it this morning. He was having a lot of problems going into the fight, and I actually helped him out with some radio mixing to try and get his bot to drive at all, but it turned out one of his drive speed controllers could only go forward, and the other drive speed controller was bidirectional, so it was impossible to make it go forward, backward, and turn left and right, but I was able to make it so that he could at least go straight forward and pretty easily turn to the right, but he couldn't really go straight backwards at all. So yeah, definitely it was going to be a bit of a weird fight, especially considering the bot that I was fighting was even more rushed than my own, but hey, it was still an opponent and a good warm-up for Addition in its first ever fight. Let's see how this fight went against a bot with a 360-degree wedge.
Sure, alright. We're gonna fight in 3, 2, 1, fight! Alright, Addition coming out strong with its drum at full speed, but I built it this morning, is able to get under, win the ground game. Will he be able to get out of the corner? Yes. Can he turn? Oh no, he gets struck by the hammer. Seth absolutely ruthless with that foot action. Addition just grinding away on that wedge. Oh, and the wedge has been removed. I built it this morning. Can you drive out of there? Yes. Oh, he drives so much better without the wedge on. He does not drive better without that tread, though, which he's now lost, thanks to Addition's drum. Addition spinning up to full speed, going for the kill shot. I built it this morning, not tapping out. Oh, the side that drives backwards is broken, so he's stuck against the wall. Is that a tap? That's a tap out. Your winner, Addition! A clean 1 minute, 4 second knockout.
So yeah, that fight went pretty well. It was surprising how hard it was to actually get a good hit on that box after the wedge came off. I was lucky to get a hit on the wedge and take it off at all because I was just skimming off the surface of that thing for a good portion of the beginning of the fight. So ended up getting a lucky hit or getting under him somehow with my PLA forks, and it was all over from there. So definitely a good way to shake out any potential issues I would have with Addition, and gave it promise for the day going forward. My next opponent, however, would not be so easy. By the way, this event had really lax rules. Addition's actually about 2.4 ounces overweight for the 1 pound weight class it was fighting in, but Justin said that anything that was like 1 pound plus or minus a second pound is fine, so I decided to just not optimize the design at all, so it doesn't really run upside down if it's flipped, but it is still able to work just fine as long as it's on its wheels. If you're interested in building a bot like this, I'm going to upload the full CAD files for this bot for free on my website, so make sure to check it out at justcauserobotics.com. I'll put the link in the video description, and you can download the CAD design for the robot and build a copy yourself if you want, if you already have a 3D printer. And of course, if you don't have a 3D printer, that's no problem either, because you can be saved by today's video sponsor, PCBWay, who run a 3D printing service as well as CNC machining and a whole bunch of other awesome services to make it possible to make your next project a reality. Of course, especially PCB design. They've made custom PCBs for me and lots of CNC machine parts for all of different kinds of projects and bots that I've been working on lately. And they've always been able to deliver awesome parts with good quality in a pretty reasonable timeline. So make sure to check out PCB at the link down below, and you can get $5 off of your first order. My next fight was going to be against a antweight that usually fights in the full combat circuit called a Drinky bird. This bot has definitely been around for a number of years, so a very different kind of opponent than who I was just fighting, a bot that was built literally the same day. This bot is driven by none other than huge Captain Jonathan Schultz. Fun fact also, Jonathan Schultz I can credit for potentially being the reason that I'm even here today. All of my inspiration for being really involved in combat robotics came from my first couple events experiences fighting at the Motorama event in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania while I was still in college. And at the first couple events that I went to, I met and got to talk to Jonathan Schultz, and at the time, of course, I looked up to him as like this awesome hero that I'd seen on TV, but he even let me work on 30-pound Huge with him to fix it after it fought a emulsifier on the second Motorama event that I attended because my robot had been eliminated early, and I was like, hey, do you happen to need a few extra hands? And he was like, yeah, I definitely could use some help after that one. So that was an amazing experience I'll never forget. So thank you very much, Jonathan, for being such an awesome and friendly person. Now, let me try and destroy you in the arena.
Addition, big, scary drum. Yeah, let's make sure that's latched on there. Hammers are an extremely important part of this match. All right, Drinky Bird, are you ready? Addition, are you ready? Yes. All right, this match will start in 3, 2, 1, fight! Drinky Bird getting mildly hammered. Addition grinding away on that drum with its wedge. Some near misses with both hammers. Addition hitting something. Addition grinding away on that wedge with its drum. I think I said that wrong last time. We got a pin for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can we release? We're released. Drinky Bird taking the risk of going weapon to weapon in that exchange. Worked out for him that time. Jonathan a little late with the hammer that time. Swing and a miss. Oh! Hammer doing some damage there. We have a hammer pin. A little bit of friendly fire with the hammer there. The hammer's really putting in work in this fight. Oh, we've got some purple on that drum. We got a pin on the weapon. Drinky Bird parading Addition around the arena for a pin for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's try to separate here. Can we separate? All right, let's pause the fight. Let's pause the fight for a grab. All right, we got 1:14 left on the clock.
-1 point.
So audience judges, remember that pin won't count for the control points. Have the robots friction stir welded to each other? Okay. Okay, they're separated now. All right, box is locked. All right, competitors resume in 3, 2, 1, fight. Oh, a piece of Drinky Bird coming off. That devastating pecker is still intact. Some hammer action. Oh, the Drinky Bird's hat. He's been dehatonated. Oh, some near-friendly fire on addition. That's a pin for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drinky Bird really getting a good drink of addition here. That's a pin for 1. We got 25 seconds left. Addition struggling to move a little bit. That's a paddling. Oh, Addition's top plate looking real sad, but it's still moving. It's still moving. We got tapping, we got hammering, we got paddling. Addition really catching all the pecs here. All right, we got 2, 1. That's the fight. All right, audience. Cheer if you think Addition won the fight. All right, cheer if you think Drinky Bird won the fight. All right, your winner by unanimous audience decision is Drinky Bird.
So that Drinky Bird fight didn't exactly go my way. I was controlled all over the arena and ran out of battery at the end, so fair play to Jonathan that he won that fight. Now, important note, if you're interested in building a plastic antweight or any kind of combat robot with 3D printed parts, generally for full combat bots, we really like to use TPU because it's basically indestructible. It's like rubber. But the entire body of this robot and the drum are printed out of Overture Super PLA, which everybody said is a fantastic material, and I can attest, at least for how the drum held up, that it's pretty damn good. The lid of this bot was printed in Sunlu PLA, and it was hammered enough that it got a crack in it and kind of dented in, so I ended up swapping the lid and giving that one to Jonathan as a trophy, although I did, of course, get Jonathan's little hat, so that's fun. But yeah, all of Drinky Bird that was in purple was printed in Polymax PLA, which is a bit more expensive, but seems to hold up even better than the Overture Super PLA, and all the white parts, he said, were printed in Bamboo Labs Basic PLA, and those held up surprisingly well, but it's definitely not as impact resistant as the other two. So yeah, not all PLAs are created the same, it turns out. Anyway, Addition seemed to be holding up pretty well despite the battery running out in that fight. I didn't have an overheating problem on the weapon motor, so I was able to just swap the battery and send it into my next fight, which would be against a bot known as Leeroy Jenkins. Leeroy Jenkins is a 360-degree flipper, kind of like a breaker box style with the flipper hinged in the middle and four-wheel drive system, although at this point in the tournament it was missing 2 of its wheels because it didn't have any spares, I guess. And so this was just going to be an interesting test of whether or not I could kill him in the 3 minutes, or if I'd run out of battery and die first. Let's see how this fight went.
All right, we got 6 people watching. We got a new fight in the box. We got Leeroy Jenkins in gray and Addition in red. We got the hammers as usual. Once I figure out how to use my phone, we got 3 minutes on the clock. All right, drivers, are you ready? All right, let's get this fight started. In 3, 2, 1, fight, robots, fight. All right, Leeroy sprinting right across the box at Addition. So one thing that these robots have been having to deal with all day has been heat and batteries. Now that the shade has kind of come across the box, might not be as much of an issue. Addition taking some chunks out of Leeroy Jenkins there at the beginning. Aggressive driving. Slamming into the wall. Dangerous in that corner. He's now under his own hammer. Keep in mind, each driver has a control of their own hammer on opposite corners of the box. Leeroy Jenkins pushing Addition into the corner. There we go. All right, released. We're doing 10-second pins here at this event. Addition, roof shot, Leeroy. Another shot by Addition right on that left wheel. Leeroy is now a singular wheeled robot. Still getting a little bit of traction, so still will be able to drive. But what might be also an issue is that plow is starting to really take some chunks as Addition just pounds into it. Another piece off that back corner of Leeroy under its own hammer there. Addition being aggressive, trying to finish off this fight. We have 1:40 remaining. Addition zooming left and right across the box, taking chunks out. Another powerful shot being held in place by the hammer of Leeroy. Addition pushing Leeroy into the corner. Leeroy just trying to get into a position that they can drive around effectively. Addition being held down again by the hammer, getting a pin count on it. Wheel's getting sad. There's the release on the pin. Oh, and it goes. Tremendous house hazard damage as the wheel comes off of Addition. Leeroy's having some tough time driving. Once again, pinned by the hammer. We're getting towards the end here. We got 40 seconds left. Oh, there goes the tread off of the other wheel for Leeroy Jenkins. Right up in each other's grill. You got to wonder how hot that weapon motor is getting at this point. Now they're both starting to get sad. Addition trying to see if he can put that weapon to his opponent, but he has stopped the weapon. Unknown if that is damage or overheating or what we're seeing here. So we've got 5 seconds left in the fight. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's the fight. All right, we have we've got to a judge's decision. All right, who thinks Addition wins in red? Who thinks Leeroy Jenkins wins in gray? Your winner by audience decision is Addition.
I'll figure out why your wheel came off. Yeah, probably not good luck.
So yeah, that Leeroy Jenkins fight went pretty well for me overall. I did still run out of battery at the end, and I did lose a wheel partway through. That was because he held the hammer down on top of the wheel as the Blitz light was spinning the shaft, and it ended up working its way free from the set screw because of how much torque the Blitz lights have. But the motor was completely undamaged after that on both sides, and even being held down, you could see like there was one point where, you know, the hammer was holding down with 90 psi of pressure, and the bot was still able to pivot just fine with the other wheel because of how much torque those motors have. They're super overkill for an antweight, but overkill's the best kind of kill, so it was definitely a pretty decent setup. Well, you can probably tell from the picture behind me, I am no stranger to big vertical spinners, and neither is my next opponent, Druid, built by the Bot Barons team, driven by Lyndon, and these are also the same guys who bring you a bot called Prince, which is very similar to Division back here, in that it has a two-wheel drive, really wide, narrow body, and a huge tower vertical spinner. So Druid was a very similar archetypal design with two-wheel drive and a big vert. In plastic antweights, it's a bit of an unusual design, but hey, all about plastic antweights. But hey, everything about plastic ants is about experimenting with wild and crazy things that wouldn't necessarily work in a normal event because it costs like nothing to throw these bots together, and you just throw them in an arena and have fun. So yeah, Druid was going to also be made basically all of Overture Super PLA, so it was really going to be a matter of who hits who more or harder or whatever, who would win. And if we could make it to the 3-minute mark without either of us having our batteries die. One thing to note though is that Lyndon actually had to go home right after this fight, so he decided that basically I would advance in the tournament regardless of the outcome of this fight, since he had to go home to check on his girlfriend who wasn't feeling very well. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's move on and see how the fight played out.
Yeah, he's just gonna go with it. All right. So we've got. Here comes our ref. He's floating in from the side, far deep end of the pool. Oh, now Lyndon's testing out that hammer, anticipating getting some good usage. Oh, now Seth has got to try his. Right. Here we go. We got pink ready, blue ready. 3, 2, 1, go! Fight! Fight, robots! Oh, even up on the middle. Oh, Addition got the better of these hits. Lyndon may be controlling going after him, but Addition's getting it. Oh. Uh-oh, Addition is upside down, and Lyndon's got him. Druid. Uh-oh. Addition's drive is acting up even more. Oh, Lyndon with the Druid is all over him. He's just taking little chunks out of that back end. Just eating up that pink. Uh-oh. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That didn't quite work. Okay, are we going to flip him on the end stick or just leave him? Flip him. Flip him. There we go. All right. All right. Here we go. The end stick has been performed, and we are ready to go back in. 3, 2, 1, go. This bag has been back and forth. I'm not really sure who's getting the advantage on this anymore. Uh-oh, Addition's back. Oh, he's got him trapped on the hammer. Oh, and then he's trying to take advantage, coming up and hitting him. Oh, he's... There we go, get the hammer. Oh, we got electronics coming out. All right. Tap out by Addition. Taking it down is Druid. Good job, Lyndon. I think everybody's loving that hammer.
So, yeah, oof, that was pretty rough. I think I have the other chassis here. You can see huge gaping hole in the bottom there. Definitely not exactly fit for combat again. But thankfully, because Lyndon was giving me the win regardless, I was able to go back to the pits and start a half-hour rebuild of almost the entire robot, swapping over to my spare chassis. I also found that for some reason the weapon ESC had overheated, and so the motor was also really hot. So I swapped all of the electronics over to the new chassis, and then found that the weapon ESC was just getting burning hot even with the motor not spinning or doing anything just when it was powered on. So I ended up having to swap that weapon speed controller for a spare, and then everything was working just fine, and I was able to get the bot into the arena about 45-ish minutes later. So not a horrible process to rebuild everything, even though I had to transfer all of the guts out. But still, I was rushing to get things ready for the next fight, so I didn't hold up the event too much, even though this was a pretty chill lax event, if you couldn't tell. Everything was pretty low-key and everything. So even though technically I should have been eliminated here, because that would have been my second loss in a double elimination tournament, since Lyndon had to leave and passed on the win to me, that meant that I now had to fight in the losers final, which was against the winner of the previous event, Salamanca, driven by none other than Justin Marple himself, the captain of Bloodsport. This one was going to be pretty tough, as Salamanca is also a drum spinner, though it's a four-wheel drive with a much smaller drum. But for this fight, he decided to hand the controls over to his girlfriend, who piloted the bot from a pool float in the pool. And they had a second person operating the hammers separately so that she could just use her hands. This was going to be interesting either way, though, because Salamanca is a pretty deadly bot, although it does have a bit of an obvious weak point, as you'll see coming up.
All right, the four of you who are still watching the stream, we have a final. Your timing? All right, all one of you, you get a treat. You get Salamanca versus Addition. We did not get the kayak ready for this final, but we do have our driver in a floating pool bed thing, so that's the next best thing. So let's see how the bots are doing. All right, Salamanca, are you ready? All right, Addition, are you ready?
Match starts in 3,
2, 1, fight, robots, fight! Oh! The exposed link, power link on Salamanca finally comes back to bite it.
The British cannot fathom this.
All right. Death by delinkination. Your winner is Addition, dethroning Salamanca from the championship title.
Fortunately for me, without taking too much damage, I was able to destroy the power link on top of Salamanca, ending its reign as the champion of the Boston Pool Party Bot Smash. This meant that I was going to be moving on from the losers final to now once again face the winners finalist, Drinky Bird. Now, we decided to make this a sudden death final instead of doing the regular double elimination thing of having to beat Drinky Bird twice to become the victor of the entire tournament. So it was going to be whoever wins this fight wins the whole event, and now Addition was guaranteed a second place finish at worst. But, of course, Drinky Bird is no joke, as you saw from that first match, so let's see if I could take him down this time.
All right, in our backyard bash here, we have our finals coming up, and we have Drinky Bird in the pink corner going against Addition. All right. 2, 1. All right. Oh, Drinky Bird tried coming in behind him, getting that sneak attack. Oh, yeah, look at Drinky Bird's doing some good driving here. Addition better watch out. Oh, there goes a feather off a Drinky Bird. I don't know if the feather does him much good, though. Oh, he's... All right, Addition is getting around, getting some little bit of purple laying around in there off a Drinky Bird. Oh, come on. Addition got it. Oh, good hit by Addition. Stay away from that hammer, Addition. All right, we have. I don't know how to call this one. This one's going back and forth. Little aggression on each side. Oh, he got himself with a hammer. Drinky Bird tried to get Addition, got himself. What's up with Addition's weapon? Oh, he says he's saving battery. He doesn't want to waste it. Oh, yeah, using a hammer. Oh, no. He's getting picked. Okay, let's go for unstick. Pause the match.
Rapidly tapping.
Okay, we're a minute and a half into the match, and we got the unstick going on. Addition is back upright, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So Addition's weapon is going still, and he's getting a little chunks in there, but Drinky Bird is handling it pretty good here. I don't know that Drinky Bird's used much of that weapon. Oh, no, and he's back upside down. Oh, no. Go peck him. Go get him. Come on, Drinky. Go get him. Oh, there you go. Put him under the hammer. There you go. Drinky Bird. There he's got that little pecking going. He's gonna get a little bit. Addition got himself back upright with that weapon. He got bounced enough in the air to get a weapon to hit. Oh, I don't know. Addition is being outdriven here by Drinky Bird. Drinky Bird took him right over the hammer. Oh, yeah. Drinky Bird is loving that little hammer over there, just trying to use it and take care of that Addition. Additions. Well, let's spin it up and get some going there. Get some hits there. Which is it. How much time we got left? 15 seconds to go in the match. And he got himself. He got Addition, and he got himself. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the match. Oh, just as Drinky Bird lost his head.
Weapon is active.
All right. Let's hand this off to the audience and let's see who is going for addition. Oh, that's awfully silent. Awfully quiet, folks. All right, who do we have for Drinky Bird? There we go. Taking it down, we got Drinky Bird. Nice job.
Awesome, guys.
You get the head. You get the keep it. I brought 3.
You used 3.
Now, Drinky Bird has handed off the head to Seth as a trophy to take home.
Top plates as trophies because
Alright, this is what Drinky Bird looks like after the fight. I don't know why the camera view looks super blue. Hopefully that's not actually how it's recording. Probably white balance is super hipped. And then this is what addition looks like. That fork damage was from the last fight. It looks pretty much the same as it went in, other than more purple on the drum. But I get to keep the head. Hooray. Drinky Bird's wedge has seen some shit.
it ran every single fight today.
Yeah, every fight.
It does
That's
more
insane.
emotional.
And what is
damage.
this made of?
This is all Polymaker Polymax PLA.
Polymax feeling. Wow, that's insane. Well, I think that fight was a lot closer than it may have appeared to the audience, but it was a unanimous decision in favor of Drinky Bird, and Jonathan Schultz got to take home the victory, and there wasn't actually a trophy or anything that we were fighting for, but he definitely gets the bragging rights on that one. Though he did show me the bot after the fight, and the wedge supports that were the bamboo white PLA were cracked like almost all the way through. If the fight had gone for another 30 seconds, he said it probably would have ended badly for him. But a win is a win, and the win went to him. So congrats to Jonathan, and thanks once again for being such an awesome inspiration for the sport of combat robotics as a whole. This event was a ton of fun, and I would be more than happy to help Justin put it on again. I was glad to have my old GoPro Hero 8 being put to some use, as I had last used it 2 years ago when we did the same event, and I basically never used it otherwise because I've got my Insta360 that I bring to events now instead. But hey, that GoPro is a trooper, and it's probably been hit by one of my bots in a test box a few times over the years and still kept going. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, don't forget that if you're going to be going to Open Sauce, come and try and find me and say hi. I'll just be milling around. I'm not like presenting at a booth or anything, but I'll be milling around trying to say hi to everybody. And if you are interested in combat robotics at all, or you just like watching awesome people make stuff on YouTube, then you should definitely see if you can still get a ticket. I'm not sure if they are sold out or not, but check it out, opensauce.com. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.